up tonight on the local game, we'll take a look at the local leagues, the latest rounds heading into the final couple of rounds, and that big cup final where West Adelaide lifted another trophy. Plus, we'll take a look overseas where some of our boys are doing some incredible things and scoring goals that could make their way onto a doco. That's all coming up tonight on the local game. Welcome to the local game for another week, and we're getting very close to finals. Only 2 rounds left in the men's league and just about 3 left in the women's. Is all getting to the fun part of the season. I'm Johnny Keko alongside Alessio Carrocci for another week. Good to have you back on board, Alessio.
Yeah, it's good to be here again. You know, every time we get a win, I'm here, and hopefully there was more this year, but I'm sure we had enough times that we've been on the show that it's been good as well.
Yes, well, by we, you mean Mount Barker United. It's on your shirt. That's the team that you got a massive win, and now, from what I recall, is that the best position the club has been since its inclusion into State League.
So confirmed 10th position as well, which is it's good improvement for the club, especially over the last couple of seasons. But obviously that's not the furthest we can go. I mean, we're still only 3 points away from the next position, so a couple games left. You never know what can happen. But yeah, a couple more points will be the highest points tally as well.
I remember covering them very closely a few years back, so to see where they are now, it's a massive improvement. Doesn't look like a big improvement to the outsider that doesn't really follow it closely, but it's good to see the club moving upwards, and even Adelaide Hills Hawks from where they were last year to be off the bottom of the ladder at this stage is good. But we'll talk about the State League 2 very, very soon. But let's get straight into the hot topics. Some big stuff happening overseas with a lot of our South Australian players. Football Australia actually we did put out an article just on Aussies abroad at the moment, and almost I reckon, if my maths is correct, about 70 to 80% of the players listed were South Australians. A lot of them doing wonders overseas, including Nestor Nkunda, but Joe Gauci playing as well for Aston Villa. A lot of other ones, including people like McGowan and also McGree. Not a lot of big names there, but one that just newly went overseas is Giuseppe Bovalina, who scored a cracker against a team that was featured on Disney Plus, Wrexham. What a great goal to score against a team like Wrexham as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's only been there a couple of months now in Vancouver, and a lot of people would expect that he's a right back. What's he doing up there? But as we saw in the local leagues not that long ago, he always gets up there in the box with headers and late post runs. But this one was a screamer from the top of the box with his weak foot. It
was a fairy tale goal as well, because it's against a team that has a fairy tale story with Disney Plus. What a great club to score against, because everyone that's an outsider watches games like that with Wrexham. So put your name on the map in a great showpiece game.
Yeah, well, not even just everyone watching. I mean, the coaches and the recruitment stuff for Wrexham, those two famous names. I'm sure they're looking at people who do well against them, and maybe he's got another contract on the cards.
And if he's interacting as well, maybe he's got some good connections there as well to try and get into that. Let's move into topic number 2. Well, Michael Matriciani has been put out there to, apparently it's all done in behind the scenes, but no official confirmation just yet. But it's been reported on that Michael Matriciani will be leaving Campbelltown City before the end of the season to take up a great opportunity and role at Melbourne City Women as their head coach. That is fantastic news for him to be able to do that, and what a great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show the hard work he's put in over the last few years. I know he's done a lot of the courses and done a lot of them as a teacher as well. So to see his rise up from, he was a State League 2 coach not long ago, coached at Adelaide City not long ago as well, and now he's got his first piece of senior silverware at the top level in the NPL as the Federation Cup. And now he's just going to go into that next stage in the A-League Women's.
Well, that will be announced shortly, and I can't wait to see what he does at the club. Good luck to Michael Matriciani, and hopefully it will be announced shortly. In some very interesting news, it's caused a little bit of a talking point at the moment. Salisbury Inter have announced that they're getting a brand new fence around their pitch, as well as a players' race. This is fantastic for the club to be able to get this. Their women are in the WNPL, the men are in the amateurs. So it is a fantastic achievement, because we know from a lot of clubs, especially in the NPL, who are struggling to get those fences, but to be able to sign something off like this, and it's a big up for the club.
And this just coincides with a new relationship as well that they're going to have with the men's side and the FSA leagues as well. Obviously, you mentioned they're in the amateurs, but maybe with these new facilities, it allows the men to get into the State League 2 potentially. So
the women are doing some great things there at the club. So it'll be cool to see the men also step up into the federation as well, and hopefully the women can play some home games there if that is the goal. Hopefully, but either way, it's fantastic to have these new facilities to be able to build that. We know how hard it is from working volunteers to do all that, put it together. But congratulations to them. Let's head into the first one we're going to talk about, the big one. The WNPL and WSL Cup Final. The champions for 2024, West Adelaide. And it wasn't an easy one either. They had to work very hard to get the job done because Sturt Lions did not make it easy. An early goal for them, they took the lead, they got the excitement, but obviously a strong West Adelaide fought back and make it 2-1. But to fight back and make it 2-2, Sturt Lions, just their resilience in that game was incredible.
Yeah, well, we've seen two fantastic cup finals in the senior leagues at the moment this year. Obviously, that one with Campbelltown at the start. I mean, it was so tight for so long. In this game, it started off with the flourish of goals. A couple of goals in the first 25 minutes, and it really set the tone for the rest of the day. And in the second half, they made some substitutions, West Adelaide, as did Sturt as well. But obviously, the West Adelaide ones came to fruition and obviously won them the game in the end. Yeah,
it certainly did. And, the goals from, Nicole Blackett came in and scored that equaliser early on. And then Ruth Sundquist scored the other equaliser on the other hand for Sturt Lions ahead of half-time. But Tessie Mitchell came on at the start of the second half. And she's the one that really sealed the deal in the 95th minute, where it still was in their hands with the Georgia Macri goal. But the final 40 minutes, there was still that chance Sturt could score the equaliser. And they almost had the opportunity to. But Tessie Mitchell scoring that final goal to seal the deal. I asked her post-game, was it a shot? Was it a cross? She was very honest. And she could have said that it was a shot on goal, but she did mention it was a cross that ended up being very lucky in getting into the goal. So, but either way, it sealed the deal with the final few minutes.
Yeah, I mean the scoreboard shows a goal from her, and that's all she cares about. That's all the history books are going to show. So yeah. It's a big win for them, West Adelaide, obviously without some players as well, especially Rachel Quigley as well. So it goes to show that they're still a force this season, and without their leading marks woman, it's going to be a tough ride for anyone else in the season.
It is. And they put it to them hard as well, Sturt Lions. So all the best to them for the remainder of the season. We'll keep an eye on that as well because it's only a few rounds to go. But they were all smiles after that game, which you don't normally see in the cup final. But for a team like that to be second at bottom, win their first game in the league after 15 rounds, and then the following week playing the cup final, you could see that just lifted them up a little bit extra. And hopefully that will go into the final few rounds for them. We'll see what happens because we saw it last year with Flinders United managed to stay up in their first year. Well, Sturt Lions managed to get in the cup final and possibly stay up again if they can hold on to it. But all the best to them in the final season and congratulations once again to West Adelaide. Well, don't go anywhere. On the other side, we've still got some state leagues to talk about. The Women's State League was on hiatus this week due to the cup final, but the State League 1 and State League 2 had some big results. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, it is the local game. Welcome back to the local game. It is a pleasure to have you back with us. It is a lot to get through. Still, let's waste no time, let's head into the State League 1 results for round 20. Well, 2 rounds remain and some big results. Top of the table clash. Kicked it all off on Friday night. You were down there, Alessio. You were a boundary rider. I think it's the first time we had a boundary rider on a local game of the State League 1, obviously.
Definitely a regular season match. I mean, they don't get too much coverage with audio during the season, but hopefully that's going to change in the last few rounds and definitely going to change in the final series. But what a game to go to. I mean, at Bacala's ground. They've been flying as well. Playford, though, they had the lead about in the league table, but it was Bacala who got underway at opening minute with a goal.
Well, this is what we love to see because the final few rounds, 2 more rounds to go. They're on equal points and only a three goals difference on goal difference. That's why Playford is still sitting top. But anything can happen in these final 2 rounds. Some big games still to come, and that's what we love in these final moments. Is those the drama that is caused by these big games, and we're graced with the scheduling the way it has been, that these 2 teams meet with 3 games remaining at the top, being that tight. So, but some other big ones, the bottom 2 has been secured now after Vipers got a 3-1 win over Adelaide Victory. So that means Western Strikers and Adelaide Victory will be saying goodbye to State League 1 at the end of the season, as they have secured a relegation spot, which means Vipers are safe. And also the West Adelaide and Fulham United, who were getting close to that bottom, that would possibly be able to be in our relegation spot, are all safe for the season. So they'll be counting their lucky stars.
Yeah, and it was points that Vipers really needed to get. They played Adelaide Victory, who were already relegated before last weekend, and so they got that win, 3-1. Hat-trick from Lucas Candeloro, which was good to see for him as well. And then Western Strikers, I mean, they had everything to play for in these last couple of weeks to try and stay up, but it was a 7-1 compounding loss to Blue Eagles, with a rotated side as well, Blue Eagles, with their leading marksman, Dante Cacciavellani, only coming on for the last 10 minutes, and Ricardo da Silva, though, pulling the strings. Couple of assists, a goal from himself as well. They just look like they're on fire, Blue Eagles, ready for that final series as well, because it looks like they're out of the title race. But other than that, it's another big win. We've seen a few of them in the State League this year.
Well, you do say they're out of the title race. However, they both them and Cumberland are only 5 points away from the 2. This will decide this weekend if somehow Blue Eagles and Bacala both lose this weekend, Bacala and Playford both lose this weekend, and Blue Eagles and Cumberland both manage to get a win. They'll be 2 points away, so it could be all come down to the final round, which will make it even more exciting than it already is.
Yeah, I think the other thing to note as well, one of the other games that we'll talk about soon is the Sturt versus Salisbury game, which was obviously won 2-1 by Sturt. A gutsy win in the conditions. I mean, if you watch that live stream, you couldn't hear much more than the wind. But another goal for Matt Taylor as well, so he's getting a bit clear of Dante now, especially with him only playing about 10 minutes on the weekend and not scoring either, Dante. That means that Matt Taylor's about 2 goals clear of that Golden Boot race as well.
Absolutely. Well, there's the final few rounds are going to be exciting, and also Cumberland and Blue Eagles come up against each other in the final 2 rounds as well. So that adds some more drama to it all. But let's head into the State League 2, which is in the same point of the season, and some big results there.
I just quickly wanted to mention as well, in our win, it was our stalwart at the back, Alex Metanomsky's 200th. And like I said, and I predicted before the game, hopefully we're getting a meta header. That's what we call him, because he seems to score a few. And he got on the 200th, the winner himself, and I think he was chuffed with that one.
Well, who'd be chuffed as well is, LA Uni got a 3-0 win on the weekend as well, over Port Adelaide. So it's getting tight at the top there as well in the State League 2, which I do love, because I don't like it when it gets an easy done and dusted before the end of the season. So they're still 2 points away from Pontian Eagles. They also got a big win over Noarlunga United, 4-1. So it's remaining very tight up the top. And, Cove is still within a chance as well, only 3 points away from the Pontian. So anything can happen, and a big win for them, 2-0 over Adelaide Hills Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 rounds of the season, and Pontian have a couple of hard and decently challenging fixtures as well. I mean, they've got us this weekend away at Mount Barker. Our captain, Anthony Taylor's 300th. I'm sure you wanted me to mention that as well. He's hoping to get a couple of goals and something to celebrate as well. But otherwise, as you said, in that league, I mean, the top 2 and 3 are pretty close, and then probably 4 and 5 are pretty close, but that 6th spot looks like it's up for grabs still, with Eastern United getting that draw against Seaford, which obviously doesn't bode too well for them with the last couple of games to go, but it's got all to play for there, and a bit of pride to play for near the bottom.
There's a lot of pride to be playing for, so we look forward to seeing how the season pans out. We'll have it all in those final 2 rounds, and then final series will kick off. So anyway, let's have a look now to what we started a few weeks ago. It was the almost official goal of the year, because It's ours. It's not the official one. It's our goal of the year. And we had some great entries sent in as well. Someone from your neck of the woods in Mount Barker. Let's take a look at this one from the NPL Under-18s. Adelaide City's George Zacharias, who scored the goal. It's a goalkeeper goal as well. And it's a great goal to be able to get on the score sheet with.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of minutes in the game, you throw your keeper up, and maybe somebody who's not the tallest figure in the box, but if he's got a leap like that, then I'm sure you want to put him in the box more often, and what a goal for him.
Yeah, and up in round 9 as well, Mount Barker's goal against Gawler Eagles came from Michael Weston. So this is a cracker of a goal, top nets.
I think it's probably the best goal I've seen in person in a game that I've played in. And yeah, Westy just seems to pull them out. I mean, he's pulled them out a bit at training as well, but in a real game is always better.
And this is a goal that actually set off the almost official goal of the year. And that is this was sent in. This is the goal for LA Uni. Our guy that everyone knows around the grounds, Raf Rosina, scoring this absolute cracker from long range. Man, that's going to be hard to beat. Those three are pretty good entries so far.
Yeah, I mean, Raf Rosina as well, experienced pro at this level as well. Unfortunately, he's out with a hamstring injury at the moment, but I'm sure he can sit back on the couch and watch this a few more times. We
had a few others sent in as well, so thank you for everyone that's entering those things. We've got a lot to sit through and try and sift through throughout the next few weeks to try and, once they're all done and dusted, the season's done, we'll go through them all. But there's a lot to go through to try and pick out the top three and then announce a winner. So it's going to be a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard work, but it's what these teams and these people who might not be in the RANPL SA goals wrap or even the State League 1 goals wrap. This is their time to shine. This is their time to put their name on the big stage.
Yes, everyone get involved. Any leagues, any ones you want to enter. So there is the QR code to get your entries in. Send them in to us, or you can message us on the local game Instagram as well and send it through there. All entries are welcome, and we look forward to checking them all out and checking out your goals. Don't go anywhere though. On the other side, we have the review of the results in the RANPL SA. It is the local game. We'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to the local game. Well, we are in the final run of the show. We're almost done, but there's a lot more still to get through. We've got the upcoming fixtures coming up this weekend, plus press for time and Tony Spigonis will cover all the action from the Australia Cup. But right now, round 21, big weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, round 21, round 20 was.
Sorry, round 20 was, sorry.
Round 21, though, is going to be even bigger. I mean, there's a couple of teams that have got 2 games left, 6 points up for grabs to everyone. Couple that might help them on their title push, some for the finals push, and some for avoiding that bottom 2 relegation. I've got a game on Friday, Modbury Jets at home to Croatia Raiders. Yep. So Modbury Jets obviously trying to regain form after their loss last week, and Raiders obviously the same with their loss.
Well, let's have a look at those results, because there's a lot of big results from the weekend. Modbury did lose. Let's have a look at those now. And what a big loss that was for them, especially at these final few rounds, chasing top spot. And to lose against someone like Beergrad, they'll definitely want to come back fighting this coming weekend as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, Beergrad obviously at home are getting some fine form there at the moment in their push for finals, and their counterparts in their derby competitors, Croatia Raiders, obviously played against Campbelltown, another team who's looking for that top 3-4 position, and Campbelltown got that and made Raiders have a bit of a nervy end to their season now. They're about 1 point in between them and Adelaide Olympic and Parra Hills as well. All 3 of those teams really got to pick up some form by the end of this season if they want to stay up.
And Campbelltown's only goal in that game as well came from Alex Mullen. Just knows how to score crackers, doesn't he?
I mean, he doesn't score. He doesn't score tap-ins. I mean, he scores some penalties, but even there, it seems to be fine in the top corner as well. But what a finish! And he's going to have some competition though. The goal of the week, Nicholas Booker with a free kick in there. Impressive win against Croydon. I mean, 2 goals in each half, and a cracker from Booker, a free kick outside the box. That's what he's known for.
And then also Olympic rounded out the weekend against Para Hills Knights. They managed to do a miracle and give them a lifeline, because now they are only one point away from getting out of that relegation spot at the cost of either Para Hills Knights or Raiders. This is all coming down to the final 3 rounds now. Somehow, I don't know what it is, but LA Olympic managed to get themselves out of these positions every year in the last few years especially. I don't know how they do it, but they've given themselves a lifeline with 2 games to go. Yeah,
captain's contribution, a double from James Polly. I mean, in the past, their captains have been the ones who have been taking them out of this spot with Fausto Urba or Christos Penendez, and it's the left back who seems to be popping up with the goals at the moment.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at those fixtures coming up in round 21, second to last round of the year. This is where it's all going to need to count now. Every point matters. Some big ones this weekend. Friday night action, LA Croatia Raiders, a massive game away from home against Modbury Jets. Well, it could be a win for them. It's still a possibility because we saw B-Grade managed to beat them last week, but we know Modbury Jets are one of those teams that once they lose, they come back the week later stronger than ever, because they don't like to lose 2 weeks in a row.
Especially in front of their home fans as well. They get a few up there as well on those cold, chilly nights at Modbury. And of course, they're trying to push for this league. I mean, Metro Stars even almost had a little collapse against South Adelaide for a couple of minutes there, but they're finding some form and getting the results they need. And now Modbury's got to do the same. But Croatia Raiders, they've got a couple of players back. Anthony Costa, I don't think he's going to go a season without a goal, so he's going to come back firing, I'm sure.
I have to be careful as well, because Olympic are playing South Adelaide. You'd say that's an easy win, being bottom of the ladder for South Adelaide, but LA Olympic, that's going to be a tough game because they need to win this. South Adelaide now got nothing to lose or nothing to play for, to be honest, but they're still playing some really good football to round out the final few rounds.
Yeah, I mean, those Rideout brothers, they never seem to disappoint no matter where they are in the league, and they're always going to create some havoc for other teams. I mean, Metro Stars, top of the league, and they got pulled back for a JJ Rideout goal early on in that game. So, you know, when you've got nothing to play for and you're already relegated, they're just there to frustrate you, and that's what South Adelaide are going to do.
Yes, and Adelaide City and Beergrad are still currently sitting in that the final 2 spots, the away spots for the final series. However, they could still drop out of it, but for chasing them behind them very, very closely is Croydon and LA United, and those 2 teams are the 2 teams coming up against Beergrad in the final 2 rounds. So Beergrad have it all to play for now. They have it in their hands to remain in that 6th place.
Yeah, I mean, it was a similar position last year where they just had to win the games ahead of them and hope results around them went different ways. The last couple of years, it's been like that. This year, they have 2 teams below them. If they win both of those games, they're guaranteed being in the 6th, and that's all you want. You want a steady path ahead of you, and they've got that now. They've got a bit of form as well, Beergrad, so if they have at least one of those games will be at home, and I'm sure they're going to get a win in that.
Well, let's take a look at the Go Sunny Solid WNPL rounds this weekend. Cup final action. So most of the teams had a break, but the teams that didn't, West Adelaide and your Sturt Lions, both heading into round 16, which is the 3rd to last round of the season. 18 rounds in total is what is played, but Sturt have Metro United, who played Uni in that last round in round 15. They Metro United are going to want to try and get some extra points out of this, but Sturt, they could potentially be able to get the 3 points in this game. This is a very a game for them that they can probably get the 3 points in, and for them as well, if they can get the 3 points. Uni are playing West Adelaide, which is almost definitely a win for West Adelaide there, so they could put themselves 4 points away from bottom spot.
Yeah, well, they just beat Flinders United before that cup final Sturt Lions, so I mean that cup final is probably the most they're playing for the rest of the season, and at such a high level. So now at least they know we just got 3 games, get as many points, stay up in this league, and we don't have to worry about playing teams or to get into finals, stuff like that. It's just getting enough points to stay in the league, and that's what they're going to do with the Metro team. That's one of the next closest teams.
Yes, Metro will definitely want to try and get the points, but this is a point for Sturt now. They can try and stay up now. They can take their focus away from the cup, focus on the league, and try and do their best, because we saw what happened with Flinders last year. They had Cotier, though, who managed to come back and fly between duties of commentating the World Cup back then. She flew back, got them the winner and made them stay up. They've still got their local firepower in their team at Sturt Lions that are just putting up some great performances. Frank's really put together a really good team this year, and it's a great bunch of players.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the imports as well, those Japanese women, they're just unreal. The first goal they scored in the cup final, that was just pure class from them. And if you've got players with that quality in your team, you definitely can have enough to create the chances at least to stay up.
Absolutely. And West Adelaide, obviously, just a firepower. So we'll look forward to seeing the results this weekend. Lot to take in. There's a lot to take in as well. Not only have we got local leagues, we've also got the Australia Cup. And to keep all across that is our man, Antonis Pagonis. He's got all the updates for the Australia Cup with Press for Time.
Well, Johnny, the Australia Cup is back, and it was mixed results for South Australians in the round of 32. First of all, Campbelltown City fell short against Moreton City Excelsior, 5-1. Meanwhile, Adelaide United made hard work of it, but won 3-2 against Blacktown City, with round 1 Harry Crawford making their debuts. Also, shout out to Asal Kasumovic, who scored as Oakley Cannons knocked down Sydney FC. Let's see how Modbury Jets go next week in Melbourne.
Well, thank you, Antonis. We love the Australia Cup. Modbury Jets will be playing their game in a few weeks' time. Can't wait to see how they go playing in Melbourne. Would be good, actually, if I could get time off to go for a road trip, maybe.
Yeah, we'll join that plane ride as well with
maybe.
some of those characters in that squad as well. It'll be fun.
Well, I remember they had some fun in their road trip. I think it was to Perth for the first time they went over as a state league team. Now they're doing it as an NPL team, so good luck to them as well. Well, thank you, Alessio, sorry. Too many names to remember. Thank you, Alessio. It's been a pleasure having you on board.
It's been a pleasure to be here again, and it's been a great show, and we've got the fun part of the season now to commentate and comment on as well. So I'm going to be interested to see these last few weeks.
Yes. Did you enjoy yourself this week?
I did. Did you enjoy me?
Yes, I enjoyed you very much so. So it was good to have you back on. I always enjoy you, mate, and that's why I asked you back.
Perfect.
Well, mate, hopefully everyone else out there enjoyed you, because we all enjoy you every week. Anyway, enjoy yourself this weekend and try and get some more game time with Mount Barker. You got 45 last week and can hopefully push it up and also get a goal maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the last couple of games of the season, and I think one of the last games of the season is where my family can come, because it's somewhere out west here. So hopefully do something in front of my grandparents.
Well, hopefully you can, mate. We wish you all the best, and have a great week. We'll see you all next week. We thank you. Actually, a big shout out to everyone that's come up to all of us in local football when we're out at a game, saying how much they love watching the show and watch it every week, and dedicated viewers. So we thank them for that, because without you, there wouldn't be anyone out there to watch the show and no one to make the show for. So thank you so much. Appreciate the comments. And we enjoy the last few episodes we have before the grand finals are upon us. But anyway, that's it now. I think this is the longest outro I've ever done. So see you later, Alessio.
See you later.
Have a great week. We'll see you all next week. It is the local game.